Claudia burying Regina? Claudia burying Regina. Okay. It is crazy to think about the fact that Regina dies in both worlds, both times, right?
Warum sterben wir?
Why do we die?
Was ist der Tod? Ist der Zeitpunkt unseres Abschieds vorher bestimmt?
That is creepy.
Uns allen ist eine Wahrheit gemein.
The way they both just syncs up and reminds you a bit of The Unknown, right? Alright, so pretty sure that was Eva talking. Talking about the death as well. I feel like Peter is gonna die in this episode. Like, we know that Peter is going to die eventually, right? The presentation in the opening with Claudia burying Regina. Then immediately afterwards we see Elizabeth and Peter. Well, aptly put, the title.
Zu Elisabeth. Zu mir. Die Zeit treibt ein grausames Spiel.
What is happening?
Hast du dich entschieden?
Decision on what? What is this?
Nur noch einen Tag und wir können diesen Knoten endgültig lösen.
That is the plan and that is the dream.
Aber du musst
play your part.
einen Teil dazu beitragen.
Yeah.
Eva wird ihr Ziel niemals erreichen.
Oh.
Ihre Welt hat es ebenso wenig verdient, gerettet zu werden, wie unsere.
Okay. The way Adam was looking down when he was talking about Eva's world not being able to be, not being able to be saved. Is that our Martha having nightmares again, Jonas? Yeah. Is Jonas going to die in this episode? Or injured?
Jonas? Nichts.
Is that an Ariadne poster in the back?
Alles wird gut.
Did a similar scene happen between Jonas and Hannah in season 1? Or am I misremembering? I feel like that's, I don't know. Am I misremembering? I don't know. I'm kind of forgetting some things, but I feel like there was a moment where Jonas was hugging Hannah and saying that everything will be okay. Talking to Ulrich, gonna bust him out. Could Katharina... The title of the episode is throwing me off. Anybody can die. Doing the similar shot there when they first met again in the previous episodes, right? When they were playing chess.
Es tut mir leid.
Oh. At this point, I just want Ulrich to be happy. I just want him to be happy, man.
Hast du jemals darüber nachgedacht, ob es möglich ist, die Zeit zurückzudrehen?
Interesting question.
Aber mein Platz ist nicht im Gestern. Auch nicht im Morgen.
But here. In the present.
Sondern hier.
Yeah.
Bei dir.
Lovely. What photo?
Sind das meine Eltern? Du hast gesagt, es gibt keine Fotos.
Well, obviously not, because that's not the same photos that we saw with Noah.
Das bist nicht du.
Who is it? Is it Tannhaus?
Das ist mein Sohn und seine Frau.
Son and... Wait.
Sie sind bei einem Autounfall ums Leben gekommen.
Okay.
Da waren 2 Frauen. Die sahen eigenartig aus.
Peculiar
Sie
how?
hatten ein Bündel in der Hand. Das Bündel warst du.
Ah. Okay. Elizabeth and Charlotte?
Das ist das Einzige, was du bei dir hattest.
Or Charlotte?
Wer sind meine Eltern?
Oh. She feels scared.
Ich weiß es nicht.
That sucks.
Wann genau bist du eigentlich nach Winden gekommen?
We're doing this again.
Und wann hast du angefangen hier zu arbeiten?
The way he... I'm gonna adjust my seat. Things are getting serious. It shows a sign of discomfort, right? For Alexander. And she keeps looking at the bag. This camera work. Who is here? Somebody's been snooping around. Also, we still don't know who exactly told Tronte to kill Regina. It's between future Claudia or Eva at this point, right? Because they're like the only two female characters that could possibly tell Tronte to do such a thing. Oh. Well.
Hallo Claudia.
So the other Claudia has seen some shit because she is unfazed. What is happening? Some of these shots are they're the same shots as like what happened in the previous episodes. Deliberately speaking, the shot of Claudia going into the police, that shot of Elizabeth coming out of the trailer with Peter in the back. This shot as well, like. So the cycle repeats itself, right? For them, the repetitive, mundane. This is the routine that we've been doing over and over and over again, day by day. Nothing has changed. That was hard. Also, now Elizabeth has the...
Da draußen gibt es zwei Gruppen, die die Vorherrschaft über das Reisen durch die Zeit kämpfen. Licht und Schatten.
We kind of know this.
Unserer Seite anschließt. Evas Seite. Du hast gedacht, du kannst ihm trauen. Aber das kannst du nicht.
So trust the other persona who's exactly like Adam and Jonas. Just...
will beide Welten für immer auslöschen und damit den Knoten zerstören. Aber alle Impulse auf seinem Weg werden ihn dorthin leiten. Aber Eva will beide Welten retten. Alles in dieser Schleife wiederholt sich. Leben
and death.
Und Tod.
So once again, the question remains, how do we get out of this loop? It's almost impossible. I still feel strongly of the idea that by the end of all of this, it's just gonna loop back to the very beginning. Like they may reach a happy ending, but it's still going to loop back regardless. Essentially, life and death is not forever. Well, actually, no. Life and death is forever, because everybody will always live and everybody will always die. Is that how she got... There's the scar. Well.
Ist nicht schlimm, ist nur ein kleiner Kratzer.
Jonas is like, oh fuck. Oh shit, it's happening. Jonas, calm down.
Der Kratzer. Sie hörte ihn. Aber wenn du zu ihr wirst, dann bleibt alles gleich.
Exactly.
Sie hat gesagt, es gibt einen Weg, sie zu retten.
She lied so you can think this way.
Habe ich das gemacht, was die anderen gesagt haben, damit alles nur schlimmer wird.
Oh man, die...
Ich muss zurück zu Eva.
No! No, don't go back, you're gonna die! The one time you rebel against their orders, you're gonna fucking die. No! I hate this timeline, dude. I hate this time loop so much. Peter?
Binden ist wie ein schwarzes Loch. Wenn du einmal drin bist, kommst du nie wieder raus.
Well, that's one way to put it. Yes, literally and figuratively. Man, this bus stop is kind of iconic at this point. Like, there's so much, a lot of things that has happened in this bus stop. It's insane to think about it.
Was machst du hier?
Ist kompliziert.
Complicated. Complicated how? And of course, once again, the casting is...
Ich bin Peter.
Charlotte.
I'm also gay. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Dein Vater ist vielleicht an dem Mord von 2 Jungen beteiligt.
We're having this conversation again.
Ulrich hat recht.
Ulrich.
Very poor choice of words. Oh no. I wonder if Noah is gonna be here. Yep. Oh.
Hab keine Angst.
No, you should be scared. I am slightly afraid of what this man is going to do to her. He could be the one who killed Peter, though. Well, this is unsettling. Ew. No. Don't do something stupid. Don't. You've had your meal. You've had your full. Don't. Oh, no. Fuck. No. Please. No. I hate this music that is playing. It's so... No. Dude, no. You're not looking in the right places. No. Oh my god, thank God. Thank fucking God. No. Elizabeth, please do not accidentally stab your father. Please do not accidentally stab your father. Please do not accidentally stab your father. Nice framing. Nice use of the mirror. Shit. Fuck, that was slow. That's not like a quick that's like a slow injection into her. Oh. Well, at least they're reunited. At least they're together again. So, 2 peculiar women. Charlotte and Elizabeth.
Jonas, du wirst ihn leiten müssen.
Woher soll ich wissen, was ich tun muss?
Es steht alles da drin.
Okay. I was about to ask if the book is empty or not, but I guess it's all written there. But the book's still new though, it's still fresh. It doesn't look worn out because, you know, obviously. There's a lot I want to talk about, but I'll wait until the episode is over.
Wenn es nur eine Welt geben kann.
What if there's only one world? I love how the camera just literally flipped them through the movement, right? That was like the point of it.
Das hier ist falsch.
They are just... Wow. Wow. Getting deja vu here. What is the plan here?
Folgen Sie mir? Was wollen Sie?
You're pretty close to a lake. Well, shit.
Mama, lass das!
She said it. Bro. No, 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 no. Katarina's going to die. She's gonna take... Yeah. Jesus fucking Christ, Katarina is the girl who is in the bottom of the fucking... Ah, fuck. Fuckity fuck. Well... Putting weight into the bag so she can go down into the river. Fuck. Lake. What the fuck was that, man? Like... Welcome home. Wonder if Katarina left something behind. I have a feeling that she did. Or a clue or something. Great cut.
Du bist den Namen, den du trägst, nicht wert!
Generational trauma. This episode, man. Hey. Now I'm upset. Now I am super upset. It's like the universe just does not want to help Ulrich at all, and I'm like... I am so upset. If Jonas dies... Ooh, interesting. They're not standing on their respective counterparts. Adam and Eve, I mean. Yeah, Eve is looking at Adam, Adam is looking at Eve. Well. Bam! Shoots Jonas. Fuck.
Ein Mensch lebt 3 Leben.
Shit, here we go again. Yeah.
Naivität. Deines endet hier und jetzt.
Welp. Stranger Martha is with Eva this entire time? And that scar is new. Holy fuck, she's the one who's going to do it. It's not Eva. It's gonna be...
Wer bist du?
Ich bin du. She doesn't want that. But she knows she has to do it. Yeah, feel that revenge, man. Feel that. There's the shot. Huh. Infinity. Life and death. Love that shot, man. It's almost like angel wings as well, right? So how does the stranger is somehow we are going to revive Jonas in one way or another. We can reverse time if we can, and then Jonas is going to stay alive, and then that Jonas will become the stranger in one way or another. But because obviously Jonas will come back from the dead in any way or in any means possible in order to become the stranger, and that is how the stranger will not remember about the other world. And the only way he knows about the other world is through Martha, who appeared in the 1880s. And then, of course, now in the future, or at least currently speaking in the timeline, Adam is communicating with Eva. We don't know how that communication happens. We don't know what they talked about, but we do know that they have some alignments, or in this case misalignments, because now there's two narratives going on, because it's between Adam wanting to destroy the other world and Eva wanting to save the world, but also not wanting to save the world. Is Eva even with Adam in this point? Is she not? Is she still following? Who is in control? Who is the one who is actually a step above everybody else? Is Adam the one who is like 5 steps ahead? Or is Eva 5 steps ahead? Or are they both in the same wavelength and they've agreed to, hey, okay, you're gonna lie to them, but I'm going to tell the truth, and then I'm also going to lie, and then you're going to lie, but we know that we're actually in the same playing field, like we're all working together, but we need to pretend that we're both lying and be against each other, so the other people will go against each other the way it's all. I'm 3 episodes left in this episode, and this entire show is over. And that was Dark Season 3, Episode 5, and what an episode it was. Life and Death is probably amongst my favorite episodes in the entire series. I really, really enjoyed this episode. The direction, the story itself, right? The narrative, the implication, and of course the fate of some characters that are being presented in this episode is very important, to say the least. This is definitely one of the most important episodes of the entire show, and we had plenty of those throughout the entire series. Like, an episode will have at least one of those really game-changing moments. This episode had multiple of them, and all of them are great in my opinion. Some of the things that happened to the characters in this episode was jaw-dropping, to say the least. I mean, the reactions speak for itself, right? But it's so fascinating to me that we are just 3 episodes away from the entire show ending, right? And it still feels refreshing. This entire show has been building off on a simple narrative trope, in my opinion, which is time traveling and the many different implications of it, but they keep evolving it, they keep adding new things, they keep twisting the genre and creating and molding it into something else entirely new and different, while not making it entirely convoluted like a lot of other time traveling stories. And throughout most of this episode, I couldn't stop thinking at the back of my mind, like, how are they going to end this? Because this is insane. This is incredibly insane, and I am enjoying it Like, I'm pretty certain that they're not going to drop the ball on this. Like, this has been shaping up to be one of the most exciting series finales that I've ever witnessed. That I'm about to witness, I would say. And this season itself has been pretty interesting to me because just like what the first episode is titled, Deja Vu, this season has been pretty much hitting the nail on multiple different narratives that we have seen before in past seasons. Like, a lot of the structure of season 3 is nothing new. Like, let's say, for example, the unknown, the entity that, as we all know now, will be the son of both Martha and Jonas. He is just filling in the role that Noah had in the first 2 seasons, right? The mystery figure that is obviously the villain or the antagonistic figure of the first season at the very least. And his role of keeping things in order, keeping things at bay, making sure that none of the timeline is broken, like everything needs to stay in place. Like, that is pretty much the role of the unknown. Obviously, to a much more greater degree, considering the unknown isn't just protecting one timeline, but 2 timelines, and more importantly, protecting the entire loop that is infinite. Whereas with Noah, obviously there's a lot more going on with him. There's ulterior motives to what he has done. There's more nuance than just following orders, and that's kind of like the difference between the two, in my opinion. The unknown, while obviously I haven't seen a lot of him as a character, but as a character, he is very intimidating. He's very intimidating. He's almost what I would describe a guardian devil, where obviously he is guarding something that is insanely beyond our scope of imagination, which is the entire infinite loop, the infinite timeline, right? And yet he will do it by any means necessary. He will kill people, Noah does it as well, but I would argue there's a difference between Noah doing it consciously knowing that what he is doing is bad. He knows it's bad, but he has no choice to do it because that is just how the game works. Noah is still inherently human, whereas the unknown, to me, he doesn't feel human at all. He feels like a completely different entity, right? And it's these similar structure, these similar storyline, and how the alternate world mirrors our world and our story, and yet it's still refreshing through and through. Even in this episode, we got a lot of callbacks to Jonas and Martha in the rain, and then of course Jonas and Adam, and the death of Martha, in this case the death of Jonas, which we will talk about more in the episode breakdown. But overall, I absolutely enjoyed this episode. Like I said, it's probably one of my favorite episodes of the entire series. It's fantastic, it's great, it's gripping, it's not stopping in terms of the hype. It is still moving. It is still moving strong, and there is no sense of downtime, in my opinion. I will say, and I don't think this is a criticism, but it's more so an observation. Season 3 feels a lot more tighter and a lot more faster in pace, as opposed to other seasons before, because obviously this is like the final season, this is the final stretch of the series, but at the same time, because it is the final stretch of the series, I feel like they are introducing a lot of new elements that I would prefer to spend more time with, but obviously they don't have the time to do so, and therefore they're trying their best to make it to the finish line without fumbling everything up, and to their credit, it has been really good. So, to me, this is a matter of personal preference. Of I wish this season is maybe a couple of episodes longer, because I would love to explore more of this place, more of this world, more of its character, especially the ones from the alternate universe, because that's like the one thing that is, I think, will be less focused on than the previous 2 seasons. Because obviously, if you do the math, we spent like, 18 episodes with our characters that we know from like from seasons 1 to seasons 2, right? These are all the same characters, despite from different timelines, right? And then you have the same characters again, but from the different world line. And obviously they have their own lives, they have their own reasons, they have their own different ideas, they have their own wants and needs, they have their own character arcs, and I think the show does a pretty good job at focusing on only the ones that are important to the timeline, important to like the overall grander story, like the major characters like Jonas, Martha, and all that stuff. But other characters I do feel like got sidelined and got ignored. And maybe it's for the better, because obviously you don't really need to explore all of them again, because you can kind of fill in the gaps. Like the audience can just recognize that, oh, this is this character. Sure, they may do something different, but ultimately it is still the same character, right? But I do still wish that we could have spent more time with them. But then again, we are still episode 5 onto the final season. There's still 3 episodes left for me to discover and learn more. But that's the thing, though. I feel like because we are in the final stretch, because we're only like 3 episodes before the finale, and also noting how this episode ended, I kind of get the feeling that for the next 3 episodes, we're going to be focusing on something else and not necessarily the other characters from Martha's world line and that world itself. I mean, heck, that world is going to end in like a day. The apocalypse is going to happen. So even if we do spend more time, they're gonna die anyways. So is it really worth it? I don't know. It's just my observation. I do still wish that we could spend more time with them, but we gotta keep moving, right? And overall, the pacing of the season has still been pretty good, so I don't mind all of this at all, if I'm being honest. So we start the episode with Claudia burying Regina. We still don't know who gave Tronte the order to kill Regina, but so far, every thing has been pointing towards either older Claudia, or in this case, we got the introduction to other world line Claudia, right? But I feel like it's still going to be old Claudia regardless. So even though old Claudia has passed away, still though, there is still the chance and the possibility for older Claudia to actually told Tronte about all of this before the apocalypse happened, before she died being shot by Noah. And I wouldn't fully believe that Tronte would believe in the words of another Claudia, if you get what I'm saying, right? If another Claudia appears in front of Tronte, the one from the different universe, and she's the one who told Tronte to do it, I'm not sure that Tronte would be fully on board and fully believe her. Because one, she's not the same Claudia that we know, the same ones that Tronte know. And even so, I'm still not sure how other world line Claudia would know about all of this unless our older Claudia told her about this, or other such possible time loop related shenanigans. I don't know, but I'm still pretty confident that older Claudia, our Claudia, was the one who told Tronte to kill Regina to set her down this path. But what I really love about this opening segment of the episode is that it is pretty much establishing the tone of the episode, what this episode is trying to be, what is the message, what does it all mean, life and death, and of course we are going to see a lot of life and death in this episode, a lot of deaths. I mentioned in the previous episode on how I wasn't sure how to feel about Jonas and Martha's relationship during the final scenes, because obviously for Jonas, he has met or have known Martha for quite a long while, whereas for alternate world Martha, she barely knew about Jonas at all, right? This is her first time meeting Jonas. It's only been like a couple of days. I don't even know if it was only a couple of days or only like a few hours even. I'm not even quite sure. but she has definitely known Jonas for far less time than our Jonas has known any version of Martha. But I really enjoyed how they kind of tackled the aftermath of, I guess, whatever happened last night with the both of them. This sort of awkward situation where they both just got out of their beds and then they're just looking. There's no dialogue. There's nothing, right? Because they don't really know what to say. Martha trying to say utter some words and then she goes, nah, never mind. It is quite a cliche nonetheless, because obviously she has information that is very valuable, but we're never going to hear about it until maybe much later. But it is very effective, and I do enjoy how they kind of handled the situation after the fact. Them feeling awkward and not really sure what to do during the situation is, I think, in my opinion, very realistic, especially given their age. Like, they're still young, they're still new to all of this. It's not like they are, mature, and even older adults will still have some hard time trying to deal and talk about all of this. So I really like how they continued with this development, to say the least. The scenes with Ulrich and Katharina were pretty devastating in my opinion, because obviously there is a pretty high chance that their plan won't work at all, and that is the thing that I was worried about. Obviously concerning about Katharina and her relationship with her mother and the necklace, because obviously that necklace will end up on that lakeside shore one way or another. But I love what they did with the very few screen time that Katharina and Ulrich has in this entire season. I think they were effective, they were done pretty well. We get their relationship pretty quickly, like we don't need to linger more on them, because obviously we know like their relationship, we know how they feel about each other, and it's really, really effective. I think they've done a pretty good job with the little time that they had, and it was pretty effective. Now here is a mystery that is rather peculiar and interesting, to say the least, and that is the mystery of Tannhaus's son, his son's wife, and granddaughter. All of them apparently died in a car accident, and the granddaughter's body is nowhere to be found, and we'll keep that for a moment. After which, Tannhaus spoke about two women coming into his place, his house, carrying Charlotte. Now, he did say that the two women looked rather peculiar, and to me at this point in the story there is only two characters that fit that description, and that is Charlotte and Elizabeth. Now, in this episode, we have established that Charlotte and Elizabeth, now reunited, are traveling to a different time, right, as ordered by Adam, apparently. We don't know where they are going, but we can have some idea of where they might go, especially in relation to Tannhaus's story, because everything is kind of connected in this world. So I think it is safe to assume that Charlotte and Elizabeth are the two women that Tannhaus spoke of when he was talking to a younger Elizabeth. Now, the only way that can happen is if Elizabeth and Charlotte traveled back to a time where Elizabeth just had her daughter. At this point, I feel like Charlotte's date of birth is sometime before the 2050s, because in the photo that Noah gave to Charlotte, obviously Noah is still there, and they both didn't look as rugged, as dirty, as battle-hardened as they were right now, as they are right now in the 2050s, right? So if it is Charlotte and Elizabeth who is the one who is bringing Charlotte to Tannhaus, then they have to do that first. Now, the granddaughter herself, they weren't able to find her body, right? She supposedly died in the car accident, but the body was never found. So there are two possibilities of this. One, the body was just never found, or two, it was actually taken and she is actually alive. I don't know which one is more plausible, though. That's the thing. I don't think she is alive. I think she is just actually dead, and all of them in this photo is actually dead. But it would be, I guess, interesting to see if she was actually alive and she is actually a plot twist character that we've already known for such a long while. We just never really realized it to begin with, right? So, I don't know. I think that's just one possibility, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to be the case, but I'm gonna keep it at the back of my mind for now. And of course, how can I almost forget that Charlotte arrived while holding or with the stopwatch itself, right? With the timer that says for Charlotte. Moving on from there is an interaction that caught me off guard, and that is, of course, the interaction between Claudia and Claudia. I am just as shocked as Claudia in this scene because I'm like, what is happening here? So obviously this Claudia came from Martha's world. She gave our Claudia the notebook, which kind of means that the notebook came from Martha's world and then it was passed down to Claudia, and then Claudia passes it down to Noah, and then Noah, and then all that stuff. Or, hear me out, there is a third timeline, there is a third world, and we're gonna go to that world. We're gonna find Jonas in that world, which will pretty much be going through the same events that our Jonas had. We're gonna bring that Jonas, we're gonna save that Jonas from the apocalypse, and then we are gonna be using that Jonas. We're gonna be sending him to our world. That Jonas from the third world will eventually become the stranger, which will explain why he pretty much knows what happened in the past, because it's pretty much the same, but the only difference is when the apocalypse happened, I don't know what I was going there. I don't know. I began to lose my train of thought once again once I was like describing it, because see you all next time for the next episode of Darks. Take care, have a nice day, peace.